Netflix buying the rights of Warner Brothers, but Paramount feeling some type of way. And Paramount believes that they had a better offer for the fledgling company Warner Brothers, but Warner Brothers decided to go with Netflix with the IP, the studio, and everything else. So this is a real big screaming war between the two screaming giants that really want to control Hollywood with the Warner Brothers lot. Hello, everyone. Welcome to this edition of Vow. I'm your host, as always, Kendrick Dix here. Glad you joined us here on Vow. We talk about Netflix and Paramount are in a bidding war to get the rights to buy Warner Brothers Discovery. But we'll get to it in a minute. But first thing first, join in the conversation using the hashtag Vow or here on Connect. Don't forget to subscribe. Subscribe as can. Tell a friend. Call a friend. Hit that subscribe button so you won't miss a thing. Two screaming giants, two big giants in Hollywood. Netflix, the screaming giant, the largest screamer giant in the world, where a lot of consumers watching live sports, watching live movies, live shows, versus Paramount, who does the same thing with Paramount Plus and a couple others. But the big thing they want is Warner Brothers. Warner Brothers put themselves on sale. Netflix, we thought at first that Paramount was going to buy Netflix, buy Warner Brothers and try to them. Since Skydance had bought Paramount, Skydance was trying to be a front runner to get the fledgling company. Now, reports that Netflix has won the bidding war, and Netflix has found the acquisition to get the rights of the studio and the movies. But sometimes it might not be the network. But Paramount wants the net all above. Let's get to this big war between Netflix and Paramount right now.
Hollywood is officially in scramble mode as a massive bidding war erupts over one of the biggest studios in entertainment history, Warner Bros. Two major players, Netflix and Paramount, are now circling the company, each hoping to rewrite the future of streaming and film. For Netflix, this is about dominance. Owning Warner Bros. Would give them access to DC, HBO, Cartoon Network, and a century of blockbuster films, instantly strengthening their content empire. And with subscriber numbers steady but competition rising, Netflix sees this as its most aggressive expansion move ever. Paramount, on the other hand, is fighting for survival. A takeover of Warner Bros. Would be a lifeline, combining libraries, merging platforms, and positioning them to finally compete with the streaming giants. But the price tag? Staggering. And insiders say Paramount may be above its financial weight. As negotiations heat up, one thing is clear. Whoever wins this battle won't just own a studio, they'll control a massive piece of Hollywood's future. The stakes are historic, and the industry is watching every move. I'm viral insider Bob Evans, and this is the Warner Bros. Bidding war breakdown. Stay tuned, this fight is far from over.
Back here is, look, we're sitting on Wall Street where cash is still king. We are offering shareholders $17.6 billion more cash than the deal that they currently have signed up with Netflix. And we believe when they see what is currently in our offer, that's what they'll vote for.
Were you told during the process that cash is king?
Yes, absolutely. What we were told repeatedly was that they wanted all cash. We delivered all cash. We were asked that they wanted it to be fully backstopped by the Ellison family and Redbird. We delivered it fully backstopped by the Ellison family and Redbird. And when you look at the scale of the companies, right, look at the scale of Netflix. 310 million global subscribers. When you combine the number one streamer with the number three streamer, that creates a company that has unprecedented market power, north of 400 million subscribers. The next largest competitor is Disney with just under 200 million. That's bad for Hollywood. That's bad for the creative community. That's bad for consumers. And look at how the market is reacting to this deal. We are literally seeing talent talking about the death of movie theaters. We've all heard Ted Sarandis' comments about how he feels about the theatrical experience. And you've also seen, and our deal is also offering more cash for shareholders.
All right, you see right there, Netflix and Paramount really having the big screaming deal. Thanks, Bob Evans, for that insight. We see that both giants wants that Warner Brothers, and Warner Brothers deciding with the fate of staying with Netflix. So Netflix with that big win and stuff. Well, let's see what you people had to say. You people had a lot to say about Warner Brothers being sold by Netflix and Paramount trying to figure out how to do a hostile takeover. The shareholders at Warner Bros. Let's hear what you people had to say.
Netflix just made a move that made him more powerful and dangerous than Thanos himself. Yep, I'm pretty sure we're all cooked, so let me explain. Warner Brothers just sold everything they own besides their own soul to Netflix for $82.7 billion. So now, Harry Potter, DC, HBO, Cartoon Network, and basically every single other major IP or character or brand you can possibly think of is now all gonna be under one name. Netflix. And this is a big freaking problem, because whether they want to admit it or not, the truth is they're trying to end the going to the movie theaters experience. And honestly, this is just way too much power for one company to have, because when Chris Paul and Kobe Bryant tried to team up years ago, the NBA shut that down because it was too overpowered. But I guess it's okay for Netflix to own the whole freaking world now. But Netflix, if you're watching this, listen to me. I have an idea that'll make everybody happy. Open movie theaters across America, call them Netflix pods, and let people come in there, rent it out, and be able to watch new movie releases or just get together with their friends and family and stream whatever's available on Netflix already. And don't release your big budget major film straight to streaming. Let it have a full theater run. But let's be real, we all know this is not gonna happen. And now either Netflix or Disney is one stone away from having the Infinity Gauntlet in their hands. And honestly, that's why I'm saying,
so the film industry is just over now. Sorry to be just such a reactionary doomer, but I just don't see how this isn't just the worst possible thing that could ever happen. I'm of course talking about the Netflix acquisition of Warner Brothers. I don't think I'm exaggerating when I say this is the equivalent of the Antichrist acquiring the Catholic Church. In the first hour, they're already talking about reducing the theatrical window for upcoming release. Oh my god, thank you! All I wanted was to be able to watch Dune 3 and the Batman Part 2 on the smallest screen possible. They have the gall to bring up The Sopranos, Game of Thrones, and Stranger Things in the same sentence? Like when an ugly bitch calls you twin? I know a bunch of people will be like, dude, I hate going to the movie theater. I just want to be able to watch everything on my couch. Having a reason to leave your house? Who am I kidding? Having a reason to leave your apartment is a good thing, dude. It's a good thing. When it's all completely isolated, just sitting in your room, staring at your phone for 24 hours a day, because that makes you the perfect consumer. The only purpose of this acquisition is to ruin all of our lives so that just a handful of people can have all of the money in the universe. I don't get this argument that people have that at least it's not Paramount. Like, okay. Oh, at least it's shit and not poop-covered piss. Whatever, I don't know. I didn't want any reason to live.
Netflix purchased Warner Brothers for $82.7 billion, and here's all the IP they got. DC Comics, Harry Potter, Game of Thrones, HBO Max, Cartoon Network, Boondocks, Adventure Time, the film rights The Lord of the Rings, WB Games, including TT Games, NetherRealm and Rocksteady, the distribution rights to the Monsterverse, distribution rights of Dune 3, Beetlejuice, The Matrix, Evil Dead, Adult Swim, Jetsons, and Tom and Jerry, The Goonies, Citizen Kane, and Casablanca. We're talking Scooby-Doo, Johnny Bravo, and Looney Tunes, Robot Chicken, Sopranos, all the Conjuring movies, Smiling Friends, Mortal Kombat, the Final Destination franchise, the film rights to Minecraft, The Wizard of Oz, A Clockwork Orange, The Big Bang Theory, Friends, Mad Max, Studio Ghibli, amongst so many others that Netflix just got for $82.7 billion by purchasing Warner Brothers. But what do you guys think about this? Are you excited?
Netflix has won the bidding war to buy Warner Brothers. You're going to see a lot of videos about this today of people freaking out that the sky is falling.
Yeah, so the sky is undoubtedly falling when it comes to the entertainment landscape, and you're also going to see today a lot of like weird centrist takes about this that try to diminish the impact this is going to have in terms of killing movie theaters, especially small local theaters. You're going to see those takes from people who make thousands of dollars essentially shoveling shit for companies like Netflix, so keep an eye out for them as well. I just scrolled through like 10 videos of people saying, it's okay guys, Ted Sarandos is saying it's not actually going to impact the theatrical release window for Warner Brothers properties, so don't worry. If you believe that, I'm sorry, you are either ignorant or you are a moron. Ted Sarandos has been talking for years about how they want to close movie theaters down. He does not parse words. He thinks the movie-going experience is outmoded or outdated. He has openly said that he believes his dog shit company is saving Hollywood. I know what's helping to save Hollywood and turn things around at the box office? Warner Brothers, who just made history with 7 consecutive movies opening above $40 million. It was The Conjuring Last Rites, Superman, Minecraft, Sinners, Final Destination Bloodlines, F1, and Weapons. And see, all of those movies had legs. They didn't just have a big opening weekend. They stuck around. There was good word of mouth. People found out the movies were fun, people were enjoying them, and they went and they watched them over a period of time. Zootopia 2 has been out for a week and it's made $621 million. And Ted Sarandos says, oh, consumers just don't want to go to the theater anymore, so we're doing you a favor. It is gaslighting. You can see that reflected in his comments about this acquisition. He said the theatrical release windows will evolve over time. Quote, my pushback has been mostly in the fact of the long exclusive windows, which we don't really think are that consumer friendly. The reason Netflix currently gives their movies a 2-week run in the theater is to get awards consideration. They want to win awards so they can use that to dangle in front of other filmmakers and say, hey, look, come work with us. We have Oscars, we have this, we have that. We can pay you a ton of money. That is what they are trying to do. They do not give a fuck about you having an experience in the movie theater by yourself, with your partner, with your family. That is all they care about themselves. I saw Dune 2 3 times in theaters. Warner Brothers owns this property. Imagine if Dune Messiah was in theaters for 2 weeks or even just a month. That is a crime. We are talking about so many properties, including now DC Comics, including Lord of the Rings. Aspect of this deserves to be talked about is that the federal government might step in because of antitrust concerns, which really is just they want Paramount to be able to buy Warner Brothers. So they are trying to force essentially that deal to happen, and they can step in and say, oh, well, we can't have Netflix do this. That would be a monopoly. But Paramount acquiring Warner Brothers would not have monopoly concerns. This is something everyone should keep an eye on because this is straight up market manipulation by the government if this happens. It is coercion. If this deal goes through, do not let a single person out there tell you this is not a big deal. If you're someone that loves going to the movie theater, you care about this. If you don't give a shit about the theaters, you probably don't care about this.
So Netflix have won the bidding war for Warner Brothers Discovery. $30 all cash offer seems to be accepted. This is causing an enormous stir on Wall Street today for a number of reasons. But let's just break this down to what matters and why people have got their backs up and why there's a hell of a lot of debate going on right now as to whether or not this deal even gets done. The bottom line is that Netflix are a clear leader and already have a significant pricing advantage, and not to mention market share advantage across the board in the streaming game. For them to take on the media and streaming assets of Warner Brothers Discovery, it would increase that position significantly. So the antitrust question mark here is one of the biggest ones we've seen in a long time. And those of you who don't understand the way these deals work, there's a break fee. Usually it's in the billions of dollars when it's big companies like this trying to take each other out. In this case, it's $2.8 billion. So if there is a break for whatever reason, if it's a regulatory break, if they step in, the antitrust is too much and it's ruled against, and or Warner Brothers back out of the deal for whatever reason it may be, there will be a break fee of $2.8 billion. So there's a lot at stake here for both Warner Brothers and their business, and of course Netflix, and a lot of question marks. Netflix stock came off aggressively; it's bounced back. There's a lot of debate. Netflix bulls obviously love the idea of them being able to get hold of the media assets and the streaming assets of Warner Brothers Discovery. It would create a huge powerhouse, but we've got to take this one day at a time. There's a hell of a lot of antitrust concerns to digest here. And quite frankly, I would be surprised if, even under the Trump administration, if this gets through smoothly. So we'll see. It's a bold move, and it's going to shake up the entire media space significantly. There's also the Paramount angle as well. Paramount obviously were bidding for these assets as well. So there's more than likely going to be some legal action from them. It's a real cocktail of legal back and forth and dispute, and it's fascinating. It's going to be fascinating to watch in terms of trading the names, whether it be WBD or the new Paramount Skydance stock, or of course Netflix. Good luck. I'm going to be sitting back and watching this one from the sidelines until we get some more information. All the best. Bye.
As if you needed another sign that late-stage capitalism is here and that corporate greed is quite literally destroying the fabric of our society, look no further than Netflix acquiring Warner Bros. In a $72 billion deal that'll make Netflix an even bigger media titan, consolidating power in the media and motion picture industry. And look, people somehow still defend capitalism today by saying we want free enterprise and competition and that the market will regulate itself. Well, that doesn't happen when you have unregulated capitalism in this late stage we're dealing with, where these massive corporations and capital owners consolidate all the wealth and the power. And anytime there's any competition, it's squashed, it's eliminated because they eat each other. And do we really have free enterprise when Netflix now owns all of its competition? Absolutely not. And we, the people, will have to suffer because we'll be the ones paying for it out of pocket.
Man, you people sign with Netflix thinking that Paramount being a sore loser and didn't want to take the loss, but they trying to fight as they can. So this war is keeping on. We're gonna keep a close eye on this between Paramount and Netflix on the rights of Warner Brothers. Thank you for watching this edition of Viral. I've been your host, Kendrick Dixon. So long. Thanks for watching. Everyone, this is Kendrick Dixon for your Viral Preview. The Viral Preview this week, we talk about Netflix buying the rights of Warner Brothers, but Paramount feeling some type of way. And Paramount believes that they had a better offer for the fledgling company, Warner Brothers, but Warner Brothers decided to go with Netflix with the IP, the studio, and everything else. So this is a real big screaming war between the two screaming giants that really want to control Hollywood with the Warner Brothers lot. We'll get to the latest on the next edition of Viral.